Hi everyone, it's Margaret Duplashane, and today I wanted to talk to you about a Transformation Tuesday story, specifically my story, in the hopes that the steps that I went through in the process to go from being somebody who ate 5 meals a day, the high carb, low fat kind of standard food pyramid diet, to becoming somebody that intermittent fasts and eats a keto aligned diet, and am much happier now. Hopefully my story and the steps I took can help any of you that are trying to think about, I want to do this, but I'm not quite sure where to start. First off, I want to quickly introduce myself for those of you that are new to me. I'm a 55-year-old fitness instructor, personal trainer, running coach. I've been in the fitness industry for a little over 30 years now, and I've always enjoyed helping people find the health and lifestyle and workout routines that are best for them. So this lifestyle shift happened to me almost a year ago, and in that time I have really enjoyed getting onto social media and reaching out and telling others about this, because it's been such a profound change for me, and I know, having seen so many other people do it and read and heard of so many stories, it's this profound shift for anybody that wants to give it a go. So what were the steps to take, and what do you do to even start? I began first by starting with intermittent fasting. For one, that seemed easier to me than to just focus on the hours of the day that I was or was not eating, rather than overhauling my diet. A little note about my diet prior to this: it was very, very clean. I had worked with a nutritionist here and there over the years to try to dial in my food to be the best for me as somebody very involved in fitness, and I run half marathons on a fairly regular basis. My weight was creeping up. I had a lot of aches and pains. I had a lot of digestive issues. So I sought the help of a professional clinical nutritionist in order to solve all of this. She had me eating 5 to 6 times a day, and it was low fat, higher on the carbs, and very, very high on protein. I believed in that because it was what I had read was the right way to go for years and years and years, and I had no reason to think that the foods I was eating were wrong for me. So I let the foods alone, and I just focused on changing my timing. I will tell you that was very scary to even do anything that involved the word fasting, because for me, if I even was slightly off schedule with one of my meals that came every 3 hours on the clock, I felt horrible. And being somebody who makes a living in the fitness industry and also an avid runner, I could not afford to feel bad. So it was really taking a leap of faith to start by just skipping breakfast. So that was level 1. First step, I skipped my breakfast, and I think there was probably a good couple weeks, maybe it was a little bit longer, where I did a 14-hour fast. And somewhere in my research on the internet, I read that 14-hour fast could do some good for you. So I was very comfortable with that. I thought, all right, I see and read about people going 16 to 20 hours a day, and those people are crazy. I'm not going to do that. That's way too long, but I can do 14 hours. So I settled in there, but the more research I did and the more people that I tapped into on social media and also listening to podcasts, it became apparent that if I wanted to reap all these fantastic benefits, I was going to need to fast longer. So I took a leap of faith, super scary, and I started pushing it up to between 15 and 16 hours. Now I say scary because I was exercising throughout this time. I did not have the luxury of taking some time off of intense exercise, as some people do when they start intermittent fasting. The first time I remember teaching a fitness class, completely fasted, clean fast on water only, and the fact that nothing bad happened. I didn't keel over and die. I didn't get dizzy. I didn't faint. I was shocked because my body had been so trained to be reliant that I had to constantly eat. And if I didn't eat, I was going to get shaky, dizzy, pale, pass out. Well, it all worked out. Once I saw that I could do that, I considered fasting a little longer, but I believe I stayed around 16 to 17 hours for a while. So that was all kind of my first couple steps. The next step was, suddenly I'm realizing when I'm breaking my fast at lunchtime with my beloved turkey sandwich that I had had some kind of variation on for most of my adult life, probably even back into college. I loved sandwiches. I'm a sandwich for lunch person, or at least I was. Sandwich with a side of chips. It wasn't working. I would eat that and it used to satisfy me. I was starving. So then I realized, all right, well, people that are talking about this intermittent fasting and a ketogenic diet and you have to drop down the carbs and eat high fat. Well, I had resisted that because the notion of adding fat into my diet and that it wouldn't make me fat was really hard for me to wrap my brain around. But again, I did more research, listened to the experts, and I switched up what I broke my fast with. I said goodbye to my beloved turkey sandwich, and I started with what is called a fat shake. I had a vegan vanilla meal replacement powder that I would add nut butter to, and I stopped using almond milk. I found a plant-based milk called Ripple Milk that had more fats in it. So basically I was making a giant fat bomb smoothie, if you will, with a side of macadamia nuts. The shift between eating a sandwich to break my fast at lunchtime and going to this huge, ginormous fat bomb shake was profound. I felt satisfied, full, happy. I loved it, and I would have that, and I wouldn't need to eat again until dinner time, which again was a huge shock to me, going from eating so many times of the day. So then the step after realizing I needed to break my fast with a fat bomb was to go ahead and embrace the ketogenic type of eating, where I was going to be very conscious with my carbs. I was cutting out all of the breads and even the gluten-free things. I was letting go of all of that and switching over to the higher fat, moderate protein, not so much protein anymore, and very low carbs. Once I made that big connection in with the groundwork that I had laid up to that point, things really started taking off. I started being able to fast longer. I was routinely fasting 18 to 20 hours a day, and it really felt like nothing at all. It was no big deal. I was enjoying the foods I ate, and I was finding that I wasn't craving my old favorites the way I used to. Those cravings were taking care of themselves. They were going away. So just to kind of go back over, step 1, I started skipping breakfast. Step 2, I pushed my fast out longer. Step 3, I started breaking my fast with a higher quality food and a higher fat. Step 4, I embraced keto eating for all of my meals. And then the last step was I've gone ahead now and brought in some very thoughtful supplementation with exogenous ketones. Because when we're intermittent fasting and when we are eating a ketogenic diet, our body manufactures ketones. I wanted to take that to the next level, and I decided to go ahead and experiment with exogenous ketones. First and foremost, I had done a lot of research and understood that ketones are such great fuel for the brain. And as a 55-year-old, I really want to protect my brain. I want to keep it sharp and clear. Also, there's a lot of anti-inflammatory benefits. They can help with cravings, keep your weight in check. There are so many benefits. I specifically was looking at brain health and athletic performance. And I've added those into my regimen to have brought me now to a place where it's been 11 months, not quite a full year. My body has changed. If you look at me in pictures, the difference between before and after is extremely noticeable. But what's more important to me is what's going on underneath the hood. I don't have the foggy, draggy days that I used to have. My gut issues are practically non-existent. the heaviness is gone, the bloating is gone, the mood is so much better. So it's all been worth it. And on this Transformation Tuesday, I wanted to again share my story with you and the steps that I took in hopes that if you're looking to make this transformation, you can take it bit by bit too. Don't feel that you have to make this all or nothing and I need to jump right in, because not everybody's like that. Some people can, and that's great. I know for me, I was really slow to trust the process. This went against everything I had been taught and everything I, as a fitness professional, had been teaching other people. I took it step by step, bit by bit, but it all worked out. And I'm here to tell you it's a wonderful lifestyle shift and you will feel better. If you're looking to feel better, I highly recommend intermittent fasting and a ketogenic lifestyle, and adding in some exogenous ketones to top it all off is fabulous. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time.